Some people just talk about it, others actually do it. And this time, someone took it to the extreme, sending their son to train in Dagestan with Islam Makhachev. Dagestan has become a proving ground for some of the toughest fighters in the world. Their training is relentless, their discipline unmatched, and their mindset is built on struggle. For years, we've heard about how fighters from the region develop a different level of grit, but very few outsiders have had the courage to actually step into that world. Well, this guy decided it was time to test it firsthand by sending his own son to train with Islam Makhachev. Imagine that, packing your bags, flying halfway across the world, and immersing yourself in the same grueling routine that shaped Khabib, Makhachev, and the entire new wave of Dagestani fighters dominating the sport.
Amigo from Madrid. ¿Cómo estás, amigo?
Good, but so tired.
First guy who come to Dagestan for how many?
Years, 2-3 years.
2-3 years, send him to Dagestan. If you want your son high-level wrestling, send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
3 years?
Yes, 6 months,
2 weeks
one time you can call him. What is her name?
Gonzalo.
Gonzalo.
Now, whether this experiment will turn him into a future champion is a different question. But one thing's for sure, this kind of training either makes or breaks you. You can't fake toughness in Dagestan. You either adapt or you get left behind. But speaking of fighters tired of waiting, Tom Aspinall has finally had enough. The UFC has been teasing a potential showdown with Jon Jones, but with no real movement, he's getting bored of the whole situation. And if there's one thing fighters hate, it's waiting around while their prime years tick away. Here's what he had to say.
Jon Jones, you don't know where you stand. Dana said it's the biggest fight in UFC history now, so...
Yeah, I've had enough talking about it, mate. I'm honestly bored of it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll just see. I'm ready to fight whenever they tell me, so just let me know. I'll be there.
Everyone thinks you're a bit of like a quintessential good guy. Could we see a heel turn at some point in the MMA world?
We might do. Who knows? Who knows?
Aspinall's frustration is obvious. One minute, Dana White calls it the biggest fight in UFC history. The next minute, there's no clear timeline, no contract, and no guarantee that the fight even happens. Jon Jones has been sidelined with injuries, and the UFC heavyweight division has been in a weird limbo ever since. For Aspinall, this isn't just about chasing a big fight. It's about staying active. Sitting around and waiting for Jon Jones to recover, negotiate, or decide his next move isn't exactly an exciting prospect for a guy who's at his physical peak. The longer this drags on, the harder it is for Aspinall to stay sharp, and the more frustrating it gets for fans who just want to see the best fight, the best. But the most interesting part of the interview, the possibility of Aspinall turning heel. For the longest time, he's been seen as one of the most respectful, easygoing guys in MMA. No trash talk, no drama, just straight-up skills and humility. But in this game, being a nice guy doesn't always get you what you want. He even hinted that we could see a shift in his attitude soon. Could this be his way of sending a message? Maybe he's realizing that if you want the big fights, sometimes you have to stir the pot a little. Fighters like Conor McGregor, Colby Covington, and Sean Strickland have all used controversy to their advantage. Even guys like Kamaru Usman and Leon Edwards had to develop an edge before they started getting the recognition they deserved. If Aspinall embraces a more aggressive, outspoken approach, he could shake up the entire division. Would fans support it? Would it push Dana White to finally lock in the Jon Jones fight? And more importantly, would it change the way he performs in the octagon? So, what do you think? Should Aspinall stay patient and wait for Jon Jones? Or should he move on and take another fight in the meantime? And would you like to see him take on a more aggressive persona in MMA? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates. We'll catch you in the next one.